Hello guys, good day to you. Where are you watching from? My name is Oluwase Fadari. I'm here to discuss on our strategy, one of the new strategies that I've been able to develop in the course of the year. So it's called the Scalper strategy. So what this strategy does is to help us to identify the movement of the market and also to be able to help us to be able to know when to enter as a buyer or when to enter as a seller and when to exit, give us an idea of the best times or the best prices to exit as a buyer or as a seller. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And so what I've done is that I've already prepared a template with all the information needed. So, and I've already had the reports previously. So I'm just copying the reports on the template and saying the decisions that the market is telling me, and then I'm comparing it to what actually happened during the period. So I'm going to do just a short review, okay, of the concept and the decision taking of the template to be able to see how effective those decisions and informations are. So let me share my screen with you. So yeah, so I believe you can see the screen. So this is, for example, this is the March movement. Okay. So I've already prepared the March movement in this my template. So all the movement for every month is here. So this is for March. This is for April. This is for May. Okay. And today is 30th of May. You can see. So we are still in May, but officially we have ended May. So we are starting June officially. Okay. So I'm copying that. So I've already done. So let me explain. So I've done for January and February. Okay. So all I just need to do is copy those information in this side, in this side, this part of the market, of the template, and then it takes me to the decision side. So all these are calculated themselves, and then it tells me the decision. So you can see for this product, for UDJPY, you can see it was a buy initially, but later it changed to sell. So at the end of the day, the market was a sell. So you can see this one as well was a buy initially, changed to sell. You can see this one is a sell all through. This one was a sell, later changed to buy. So this one buy before change to a sell. This one is sell all through, sell all through, sell all through. Can you see? So what is the information that we can derive from this? So for example, this one that says buy before and sell later. If you come to this side, you see that we have 98.3 and 97.6. So what it means is that initially the market went above 98.3, which is the maximum. And then afterwards, the market stopped probably at 99 and then started coming down. And in coming down, it went below 97.6 until it got to the extreme. Okay, so it means the high at the end of the day didn't go above 98.3 again after going up above it in the initial sense, but it was going up and coming down continuously around these prices. So once we have a sell, that means we are buying. Sorry, that means we are selling above this point or around this range, and the market is ready to come downwards. That's the idea. So anytime we're having a buy, for example, look at this a buy. So it means we are buying in this range, and then the highest price will be above 2,700. Okay, so let's test with AUDJPY with gold, and let's look at another example. Uh, so let's see. with ADJPY, with gold, and with GBP card. Okay. So ADJPY. So you see, initially it was a buy and then it changed to a sell. So what it means is that initially the market was above 98.3 and then it came down below 97.6 downwards. Okay, so we have more sells at the top. That's what it means. So let's go and look at the first decision. So let's look at when the price is above 98.3 and if the price ever went afterwards again. So this is the real position. So you can see here, the price was 98.8. It came down 96.9. It came to 99.2. So the entry point for the buy is 98.3, like I showed you earlier. So which means at this point, we can start selling. But look at it, the price went to 96.3. Again, 98.8, which is above 98.3. And then the price came down to 95.6. So the price came down to 96.3 and 95.6 twice. So let's go and look at, so you can see here, 95.3 and 96 point, sorry, let me confirm that. So 96.3 and 95.6. So you can see that 95.6 and 96.3, 96.3 and 95.6, they are both below this point. So which means this information is correct. Okay. So our second example is gold. So you can see that gold is buy all through. So what we are saying in gold is that even if the market was below 2618, okay, the market finally went above 2700 and that was it. So the market didn't do much of zigzag. It just went up continually from 2700 to 2008, 2009, 3000 like that. So let's go and see. So you can see initially 2640, it came to 2596, like I said. So, but afterwards, you can see. So our control, as you can see, is 2618 and 2700. Okay. So 2618, you can see all this post time, the market was still in a buy, despite the fact that it was red. But at the end of the day, you can see here, 2700, the market rose to as high as 2800. Okay, so even at this point, all these positions were buy, the market was still a good buy as far as the price is below 2,700. Can you see? So in these 1, 2, 3, 4 positions at the end of the day, these were good buy opportunities. Okay, so that is how it works. Okay, so but meanwhile, also, if you look at it here, this is the way the growth was moving. So it didn't just get to that 2,700 once. So it was going from 2618 to 2644. So initially, at this point, it was a 2644 to sell and to buy below it. Okay, so later it grew to 2787 and later to 2800. Can you see? So the growth was going steadily. So it didn't just arrive at this 2,700 at once. Are you getting me? So anytime it's going up, you buy above it. Then when it comes below, you sell at the top and then buy. So this price here, so but the 2618 never changed. So anything above 2618, according to this condition, is good to buy. Can you see that? So you can see that it's just in these two situations that it got to 2618. So anything above 2618 is a good decision to buy. Okay, so that's the idea. So you can see that it was all a buy all through to 2,800. And finally, for GBP card, you can see that is a sell. So what you are saying is that the market, after going above 1.8, will fall downwards later. So let's look at it again. So you can see here 1.824 sell at 1.8. You see 1.8 sell, and you can see the market didn't reach 1.8 again until this time. And then the market came as low as 1.745. So, and at this, the buy is also, you know, so at this, the buy is also, sorry. So that's it. Yeah. So, um, So, so that's it. Um, yeah, so we'll be able to, yeah, so and see the positions, okay? So let's look at GB card, like we said. So what you sell. So it means the price is 1.8, 1.782. So the high price, as you can see, as we said before, 1.8, you see, and it came down to as low. Our buy point was 1.782. So when the price goes below 1.782, we can think of buying because you know that the high is going to go higher. You can see even at this point, the high was at 1.78. Can you see? So all we are just focusing on is getting the highest, which is 1.824, and getting the lowest, which is 1.745. So once the market gets to the extreme, that's you can exit as much. You can exit the market and wait for another month. So that's our target. But meanwhile, still in the upflow and downflow, we can still make something little out of those moves. Okay. So that's the plan. So I've been able to develop this to give us these decisions easily. Okay, using the different formats. So all I just need to do is I want to test this. So this is match. So all I just did now is I went to match, as you can see here. So I copied the whole of match. You see, I copied the whole of match. I want to paste it here. So that's what I did. So we can see the market moved 95.4 to 91.8. So I want to see the best, I want to see the decision of the market, whether it's telling me to buy or to sell, and also look at the range of the buy and the sell. So look at here, it's telling me initially to buy, then sell at the end of the day. So look at the range of the buy at 94 and the sell at 93.4. Okay, so let's see. It was starting at buy, then later finished at sell. So what it means that look at this point was a buy. Can you see 94.8? So 94.8 was above 94. So which means the market was up. So at above 94, I would think of selling. Okay, so and then if you look at it up till it got to the lowest of 91.8, the market was a sell, which was in line with this. And even when the market decides to change back up 93.4, you can see 93.1, 93.4. So this range is already a buy. So I can start buying from 93.4 and expect the market to go up. So you can see if I started buying at 93.4, it got to 91.8. When it reversed back, it still went above 93.4. So all my buys from 93.4 would have still closed in profit at 95.4 here. So all my buy below 93.4 would have still closed in profit of 95.4 here. So you can see. So that's it. So let's look at another sample. So look at this Euro JPY, Euro USD. They were all buys. But Euro JPY buy at 156 from 156 upwards. You can see that the maximum go to 160. So 156. So anything around 156 start buying. So you can see here it was 154.7 here. So I started buying. So you can see that it never went below 146 again. Can you see? And then the high went as high as 160. Can you see that? But just like I said, it will just continue to grow as I populate those data. So look at this one to buy at 1.045 up to 1.073. Can you see? So 1.045 from this point until 1.073 until this point. So which even at this low was still a point of a sell. So supposed to buy from this point upward. So you can see the decision that it's actually in line. Can you see? So that's how this system will be able to help us look at this 2.02, 2.04. It's just a buy. So you can see 1.98, 2.0. You can see that was it. So it was just a buy. So even a previous, you can see the buy, even a 2.052 at that time, that was an high, still turned out to be a buy at the end of the day. Can you see? So that's the plan. So anything below 2.04 to 2.02 is good for a buy. So we can buy within this range confidently and start selling above it. Can you see? So that's how this system will be able to help us identify and improve, identify good entry points for the market effectively. So let me also show you another one again, April. So you can see April, okay? So again, so that you be able to see what I mean with the data. So I'm going to delete everything. So I want to show you how the system looks. So you can see we don't have anything here, 0, 0. You can see we don't have any information here. You can see here, nothing, no decision, nothing here. You can see. So until we input our data. So let me also show you something. So I won't input the data for April at once. Okay, so let me first input the first three datas. Okay, so look at the first three datas in April. So you can see, let's look at the decision. You can see it's already have decisions now. So let's look at, you see, it's a buy for now. So these ones are sell, buy. You can see the decisions are there. So like this one now is saying a buy. Let's look at the price range, 94.2. So which means when the market is below 94.2, we buy upwards because that is what this decision is telling us now as a buy. Okay, so we can now start selling above 94.6 at the top. Okay, so and this time you can see we have 93 as our low. Okay, so let's look at the next one. So let's copy the next 5 moves. So let's copy the next 2 moves again. And see if it's going to change from our original. So you can see, let's go and look at the decision if it's changed from buy to sell. You can see the market has changed from a buy to a sell. Okay, so which means now our 92.2 is will now turn to a sell. So anything between 92.2 and 94.6 becomes a sell, and then we start buying at the bottom. That's the plan. Okay, so and then let me finish it up with the rest. So that's the final. So let's open our transitions. So you can see ADJPY from buy to sell all through to the minimum of 91.8. So anything below 91.8, we start buying. So you can see here, this 96, this is a good point to buy. And the price finally came to 92.3. So no matter how small, meanwhile, I was supposed to start selling initially from 94.6. So if I started selling from 94.6, we would have made profit from 94.6 down to the minimum of 91.7. So this decision, as you can see, this one market is sell, this is sell, this is sell. This one is a buy finally. This is sell, this is a buy, this is sell, this is sell, this is a buy, this buy, sell, buy, but the final one is a buy. This is sell, this is a buy, this is sell. So you can see that the information is helps us to identify the market move, and we are able to quickly take actions correctly and smoothly. So that is all. So this is, let's do the last one, which is May, and then we start planning for June. Okay. So this is for May. Okay. So I'm going to copy the data for May again as well. So May starting here, I believe. Yeah. So this is the old of May. So I'm going to paste May again also. So May stops at, okay. So let's go and look at the direction again. So you can see ADJPY is a sell. So which means anything above 92.8 is a sell. And then the market comes down. So you can see the market came down to 91.6. Okay. Let's look at that one. This is a buy. You can see this is a sell, AD2 is a sell. Below, anything above 1.764, and the market is to come down. So you can see here as well 1.822. So the lowest price was 1.724. Can you see? So which means it was a good sell, and then we start buying at 1.764. You see, so that is it. So let's look at gold. So look at gold, it was a buy initially and changed to a sell. So the buy is 33.43. So you can see here 33.43. So it went above to 34.40. At this point again, it came down, start selling downwards at 33.40. Can you see? And then up to, let's see how low it came. You can see that it came as low as 31.20. Can you see that? So which means you would have made profit from 33.43 to 31.20 on gold comfortably. Can you see that? So, so that's how this system, this logic will be able to help us to get the best result from the market using this scalping theory. Okay, this scalping template. So that is the plan. Okay, so we are going to run this and use it again for the month of June. Okay, so remember, we are not yet in June. Okay, this is June. So let me show you, we are not in June, but I've started. So I'm going to remove everything here. As you can see, so this is going to be June. Okay, so this is a plan for June. So, but however, I have already started our pre-June. No, not even pre-June, our real June. So let me get you the update for June. Yeah, so this is June. So direction for June so far. Remember, we've not yet entered June, but these are our starting points. Okay, so this is the data that we have currently now. Okay, so I'm going to copy this, put it in that report. So this is what we have for now. So let's look at the decisions in the meantime. So you can see DJPY, no decision yet. You can see, so the ones we have decision now is DAX and Euro AUD as buy. So what is it saying? As far as the price is above 2383, the market will be a buy, is going upwards. But anything below that will be a sell. So let's look at the trend for now. You can see 2385, 2440. Okay, so once the market comes down, the market currently is a buy. So once the market comes down, if the market is going to change to a sell by the end of the day, then that means you don't expect the price to go above the current high of 24,400. Okay, and if the price is going to remain a buy forever, then we don't expect the price to go below um 23265 or 23265. Okay. So but meanwhile, anytime the price comes downwards to 23836, what do? We sell. When it goes up, that means it's either going to use this to come down or use this to go up at the end of the day. So it's because the market has not really moved. Like we said, we are just starting. So this is just a pre to what is actually going to happen when we start the month of June. Okay. So, but this is just a guidance to help us to give an insight. So by the end of June, you'll be able to also come to test it. But I can assure you that we're going to use this information effectively in the month of June to get us the results that we desire and that we want at the end of the day. Okay. So thank you very much for having the time to go through this together. Hopefully by the end of June, we'll be able to come up and review this template together. Okay. So thank you very much for your time. I remain yours, Luashe Fadari. Have a great time. And thanks for being there with me to go through the Scalper strategy together. You can reach me on fadinvest@yahoo.ie, fadinvest@yahoo.ie. Cheers and have a great day. Bye.